Welcome to our countdown of the world's most economically challenged nations. Today, we journey through regions where resilience meets extreme hardship, highlighting the unique struggles faced by these communities. From landlocked geographies to political instability, we explore the complex factors contributing to their status. This is not just a list of statistics, but a look into the human stories behind the numbers. Let's dive into the top 10 poorest countries in the world. Afghanistan has endured decades of war and political upheaval, leaving its economy in ruins and its people in dire need of aid. The recent political changes have led to international sanctions and frozen assets, severely restricting access to global markets and financial systems. Agriculture remains the backbone of the economy, but it is hampered by lack of irrigation, security issues, and climate shocks. The humanitarian crisis is ongoing, with millions facing food insecurity and limited access to essential services. Despite significant natural gas reserves and a strategic coastline, Mozambique continues to battle high levels of poverty and internal conflict. Insurgency in the northern Cabo Delgado region has displaced thousands and disrupted economic development projects. Corruption and mismanagement of resources have prevented the wealth from reaching the grassroots level. Cyclones and floods frequently devastate infrastructure, resetting development gains and leaving communities vulnerable to long-term hardship. Landlocked and surrounded by the vast Sahara Desert, Niger faces extreme environmental challenges that limit agricultural productivity. The country has one of the highest population growth rates in the world, which strains already scarce resources and public services. Uranium deposits exist, but the value added locally is minimal, and the economy remains heavily dependent on subsistence farming. Climate change-induced droughts further exacerbate food insecurity and displacement for vulnerable communities. Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, grappling with a complex mix of political turmoil, natural disasters, and environmental degradation. Frequent hurricanes and earthquakes have repeatedly destroyed infrastructure and set back development efforts by decades. Gang violence and institutional weakness have created a security vacuum that hampers economic activity and daily life. Despite the resilience of its people, the lack of stable governance makes progress incredibly difficult to sustain. Ironically, the Democratic Republic of the Congo is incredibly rich in minerals like cobalt and copper, yet its people remain among the poorest. Decades of conflict, weak governance, and corruption have prevented these resources from improving living standards. Infrastructure is virtually non-existent in many areas, making it difficult to transport goods or access basic services. The disparity between the country's wealth on the ground and the poverty on the surface is stark and heartbreaking. Mali faces severe challenges from political coups and militant insurgencies in its northern regions, which disrupt agriculture and trade. As a landlocked country, it relies heavily on cotton and gold, sectors that are volatile and often exploited by external actors. Climate change has intensified droughts and desertification, threatening the livelihoods of farmers and herders alike. Despite its cultural richness, the instability prevents foreign investment and long-term economic planning. Formerly ravaged by a brutal civil war and the Ebola epidemic, Sierra Leone is still working to rebuild its social and economic foundations. The majority of the population depends on subsistence farming, which is highly vulnerable to climate change and market fluctuations. Although efforts are being made to improve education and healthcare, rural areas remain underserved and isolated. The nation's potential lies in its natural resources, but governance issues continue to hinder sustainable growth. The Central African Republic struggles with one of the highest rates of extreme poverty globally, exacerbated by years of sectarian violence. Its landlocked position makes trade difficult and expensive, isolating it from major economic hubs. While the country is rich in diamonds and uranium, illegal mining often fuels conflict rather than national prosperity. Daily life for many involves navigating insecurity and a near-total absence of functional public services. As the world's newest nation, South Sudan has been plagued by civil conflict since its independence, devastating its fragile economy. Although it holds vast oil reserves, the benefits have rarely trickled down to the general population due to corruption and war. Millions of citizens rely on international humanitarian aid for survival, with many displaced from their homes. The lack of basic infrastructure, such as roads and electricity, further complicates any attempt at long-term development. Nestled in the heart of East Africa, Burundi faces a perfect storm of political instability and heavy reliance on subsistence agriculture. The country's dense population puts immense pressure on limited arable land, making food security a daily struggle. Despite its potential for coffee and tea exports, infrastructure deficits hinder economic growth and isolate rural communities. Residents often endure extreme poverty with limited access to basic healthcare and education services.